your fathers, Hashem, Heaven Aliyah. Today's his yard site. Uh, now, tonight we're davening mincha at 7:55. We counted 38 in the Omer last night, and tomorrow morning we'll be davening at 6, 6:50, and 7:50. Now for a very brief Devar Torah. In this week's parsha, it mentions these are the progeny of Moshe and Aaron. And then it lists the names of Aaron's progeny. It misses Moshe's. Moshe had two sons, Gershom and Eliezer. They're not mentioned. So that leads to a question, why not? Why is the Torah silent about Moshe's children? The answer can be twofold, can be manyfold. One is Moshe's sons, they were good Jews, but they were not leaders. They were, they did everything they're supposed to do. They did learn in the house of Moshe, etc. But they were your average run-of-the-mill Jew. Whereas our own sons were leaders. They were Kohanim. They were among the leaders of the people. So that's why they are mentioned. Another idea is that in a certain sense, we are the progeny of Moshe. Moshe came down with the Torah. We are keeping the Torah to this day. So in a certain sense, by us keeping the mitzvot, we're proving to be his children, as it were. Much like here in the United States, George Washington is referred to as the father of the country, right? How many children did he have? None. But because of his leadership, he's referred to as the father of the country because a lot of things that leaders in this country do is based on his example. So too, Jewish leaders base their leadership on the example of Moshe Rabbeinu. That we look at every little detail that he did from Har Sinai onwards. We study it. We study his mistakes. There were a few, because no human is perfect. That's another message of the Torah, by the way. None of us are perfect. But the point is that we recognize who's a great leader. Just as a side note, many years ago, when I was a tour guide in Sfat, I was asked to do a tour for descendants of Rabbi Yosef Karo. And what struck me when I was doing it, they were all German, all had passed the Nuremberg laws as Germans. In other words, the only connection they had was DNA. Other than that, they were non-Jews for many generations. Because remember, you had to be 1/4 Jewish to be considered Jewish. They were less than 1/4 Jewish, according to the Nazi laws. But that teaches you something. Yeah, you can call yourself great because of an ancestor. Is your ancestor, like I always say, you might be proud of your ancestors, but are they proud of you? Something to think about, Kaddish Rabbanim.